I have another cash flow strategy for you inside the Clarity Room. I'm Heidi. So glad you're here. Jump on in. We've talked about where you can't live. You cannot live inside of a stock. Today, we are talking about an investment that you actually could visit, live in for a little while, and invite your friends over. So, we're going beyond rent today. We're not talking about being a landlord. We are talking about curating an experience. And this is the part of real estate that I really love because you can be so creative with different types of property and different locations. And what is the demand? What are people wanting in that area? And can you provide that for them? So we're talking about short-term rentals today, how to make money with Airstream trailers and vacation homes, not even just in the US, but around the world. Now, when I say the term short term rentals, I'm talking about places that you stay for less than 30 days, generally one night, 2 nights, maybe a week or two, but not more than a month. And they're generally in vacation spots where people want to go for a vacation. So, in the traditional sense, yes, you are still a landlord, you have tenants in a property, but in the larger sense, you really are curating an experience for your guests, and it really is a way to circulate the abundance that you are and just allow great ideas to come to you, provide amazing experiences for your guests, and they will pay you dearly for those experiences. And then you get to actually go visit these beautiful places as well. Maybe it's a tree house out in the woods someplace. Maybe it is an Airstream trailer on the coast with a great view. Maybe it is a mountain cabin tucked away in the woods. Maybe it's in the desert, maybe it's along the river. Wherever it is, you create a vacation spot where people recharge. They're not just living there. We're not talking about just cooking and cleaning. We're talking about, having family recharge, really connecting with themselves, with their loved ones. And that's a special place to be. Why do investors choose short term rentals over a long term rental? Well, let's say you've got a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house. It's in a nice area and it's near a tourist attraction, and you could rent it out monthly for $1,500 a month. But if you rented that out as a short-term rental, you would only have to have that property rented for 8 days out of that month to make the same amount of money. So you have a much higher income potential with a short-term rental. Secondly, these are high demand tourist areas, places that people actually want to be. And so then you might want to be at that property also. And there's flexible use of the property. So they're short term, so people aren't there all the time. Pop in, pop out, use the property as you like. This is the magic of short-term rentals. So the question is, what makes a good short-term rental? It's got to be in a great location, and it has to have the features that people want so that the guests can have an amazing experience. Now, if you're dealing with Airbnbs in a high density area where there's a lot of competition, then your property needs to be a little bit better or have the amenities that people are really looking for so that they book your property over the other properties. And of course, your numbers need to make sense. We're going to talk about that in another video, really how to figure out how much you can pay for a property to be able to cash flow itself well in the short-term rental market. All real estate has red flags, and short term rentals are no exception. So, what red flags do you want to avoid when you're looking for your next Airbnb property? Well, one is not every neighborhood is going to want you in their cul de sac. Some people don't want short term rentals in their area. So, there's HOAs and other restrictions, or even sometimes whole cities will say, no, we're not having any Airbnbs here. Yeah, check before you buy, right? Then what is the occupancy rate? Can you really depend on having your property rented for as many days and nights as you hoped that it would be? Especially if it's in a lot of competition. Everybody else and their dog has an Airbnb in this neighborhood. And then is that property in poor condition? Or does it need new furniture constantly because you've got a party location and you're having bachelorette parties at your property every weekend, and now the furniture is trashed, right? So is it and high cleaning and management costs? These properties get turned over quickly, and so there's a lot of cleaning and labor that goes into keeping those properties ready to entertain guests. And then lastly, what about in the off season? What are you going to do with this property in the off season when people are not coming to the coastline or to the mountains or to the desert? Does this short-term rental strategy feel like something that you could do? If you like the higher income potential, if you feel comfortable with property management, if you love creating a beautiful experience for your guests, you may really enjoy having a short-term rental. And you need, of course, to be able to manage the seasonal fluctuations because yeah, not every season is high season. That's why we have seasons. People come, people go. It's all part of how life is. Where is your favorite spot to vacation? Where do you love to go and unwind, let your hair down, jump in the pool and play? If you want to start looking for a short term rental of your own, jump on into my 5-day free trial of Property Radar, put in the zip code of the area that you're interested, and see what pops up. It's an amazing tool that will allow you to start creating the life of your dreams. I would love to help you realize your dreams by creating that vacation rental that you get to go visit. Jump in and use the Property Radar free trial. Use the spreadsheets that I do. They are free. They're in the description. There's one for long-term rentals, one for short-term rentals. And then also I have a 3-step reset because you will notice that even if you have all the stuff, you have all the rentals, you're going all the fun places, if you are not in if you are not at peace inside here, sometimes you'd rather just stay home. So come to peace within yourself, regulate your nervous system, rewire the stinging thing that goes on up here. Sit your asteroid down and start receiving abundantly with ease. The 3-step reset, friend, are the tools that I've used to untangle from codependency, untangle from my not enoughness, giving me the confidence to come on here and say, hey guys, I got something to share. It's good, it's free, it's in the description. Jump on in and use it because it works. Love you, friend. I'll see you in the next video.